Wow. Baby.
Whenever 35-year-old government worker Dustin Blessum has time, he takes his boat out to sea around his island home, Palau. For Blessum and generations of Palauans before him, fishing this bountiful part of the West Pacific is an integral part of life here, a hobby that helps put food on his family's table. But he knows the future of these waters is not guaranteed.
I would like my kids to grow up and experience the same thing I have. Now, like today compared to many years ago, it's different. Everybody owns a boat, everybody owns a fishing line.
Palauans like Blessum are facing a fishing dilemma. Some 340 small islands here in the southwest Pacific make up the country Palau. By population, it's one of the smallest in the world, with just 18,000 people living here. But Palau's exclusive economic zone covers more than 600,000 square kilometres of Pacific Ocean, with some of the most biodiverse coral reefs in the world, home to grouper, snapper and tuna. For nearly 10 years, 80% of these waters have been off limits to fishing, but that soon could change. President Serangoon Whipps Jr., entering his second term in office, wants to open up his country's waters to fishing, diversifying Palau's tourism-dependent economy and giving his people access to more affordable seafood. It's an issue dividing the nation. Opponents say that the work of the last decade to rebuild marine resources could be undone.
We're working on putting all the registration information.
Diplomatic ally and fellow island nation Taiwan believes it has a solution to opening up fishing sustainably, helping to fix automatic identification systems onto Palau's fishing boats.
So we can see like every boat's activities in the coastal areas. And the second thing is that it comes with a geofencing feature, which we can lay out all the conservation areas or the protective areas in the coastal areas.
Illegal fishing and incursions coming from outside Palau are also becoming a headache for authorities here. There's been an uptick in unexplained fishing equipment and Chinese research vessels entering Palau's exclusive economic zone, or EEZ.
You know, we're a long ways from China, but to have ridges within our EEZ and on our continental shelf that have Chinese names on them because of those research vessels, to me is a threat to our territorial boundaries.
For President Whipps, activity like this is part of Chinese intimidation of his country for recognizing the sovereignty of Taiwan, which Beijing says is part of its territory. Despite pressure from China to drop diplomatic ties with Taipei, Palau says it will stick by Taiwan and face up to Chinese intimidation, but that it needs international help. Taiwan has its own experience fending off Chinese intimidation, with China Coast Guard boats increasingly entering its territorial waters. Knowledge it is now sharing with ally Palau.
Maritime security issues or Coast Guard patrol skills or programs is a common interest for all island countries. Of course, we have several island country allies. So we can always take from our own experience because we have a very comprehensive program in our Coast Guard and our Coast Guard is always willing to cooperate in that front.
Life here in Palau is inseparable from the ocean that surrounds it, a coexistence with nature that has developed over centuries. But Palauans are now confronting the biggest challenges these pristine waters have faced in decades, as the geopolitical turmoil swirling around the region closes in on these tropical islands. Chen and Glauert in Palau for TaiwanPlus.